In a small town in Poland lived a poor girl named Maria Skłodowska. She earned her living by giving private lessons. At the age of 19, she was tutoring a 10-year-old girl from a wealthy family. The girl's older brother soon fell in love with Maria, and she fell for him too. They decided to get married. When the boy's mother found out, she flew into a rage. She grabbed Maria by the ear, dragged her to the porch, and called all the servants. Pointing at Maria, she shouted, "Look at this girl. She owns only one dress, her shoes have holes in them, and she eats a proper meal only once a day, and that too in our house. And this same girl wants to become my son's wife? She dreams of being called my daughter-in-law?" The servants burst into Lade. The lady slammed the door and went inside. Maria stood there, humiliated, feeling as if someone had thrown a bucket of acid on her. In that moment, on that very porch, she made a silent vow. "One day, I will earn so much respect and fame that the whole of Poland will know my name." It was 1891. Maria left Poland for Paris. She enrolled at the university and began studying physics. She studied 20 hours a day. She had almost no money. Whatever little she had saved, she lived on. She spent only 1 shilling a day. Her room had no electricity, no gas, and no coal heater. On freezing winter nights, she shivered under thin blankets. When the cold became unbearable, she would spread half her clothes on the bed and cover herself with the rest. If that wasn't enough, she would pile all her books, even the chair, on top of herself. For 5 whole years, she lived on nothing but dry bread and a little butter. She became so weak that she would faint while sitting on her bed. When she regained consciousness, she would convince herself it was just sleep. One day she fainted in class. The doctor examined her and said, "You don't need medicine. You need a glass of milk." During this time of poverty, she met a fellow scientist named Pierre. He was as poor as she was. When they got married, their entire wealth was just 2 bicycles. Even in such hardship, Maria completed her PhD. For her doctorate, she chose a bold and difficult topic. Why does uranium give off light? It seemed almost impossible, but she refused to give up. During her experiments, she discovered a new element, one that produced 2 million times more energy than uranium and whose rays could pass through wood, stone, copper, and iron. She named it radium. The scientific world was stunned. People demanded proof. Maria and Pierre rented a broken-down shed with no proper roof or floor. For 4 long years they worked there alone, melting down 8 tons of pitchblende by hand. They finally extracted a tiny speck of radium, no bigger than a pea. They endured scorching summers and freezing winters in that shed. The poisonous fumes burned holes in Maria's lungs, yet she never stopped. She never gave up. That tiny speck of radium became the gift of life for millions. The radiation treatment we use today for cancer, that was Maria's discovery. If this girl had not spent 4 years melting iron in that shed, countless cancer patients would have died without hope. Maria Skłodowska, later known as Marie Curie, became the only scientist in history to win the Nobel Prize twice. More than 30 films and hundreds of books have been made about her life. Even today, when science students hear the name Poland, they take off their caps in respect. When the world offered her billions of dollars for her discovery, do you know what she said? "I will give this discovery only to the company that agrees to treat one old Polish woman for free." That old Polish woman was the same rich lady who had once dragged her by the ear and thrown her out of the house. She was now lying on her deathbed, suffering from cancer. Maria never forgot the insult, but she also never forgot her promise, and she turned that pain into a cure that has saved millions of lives. This is the true story of a girl who proved that no humiliation is greater than the power of a determined heart.